like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm opening your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crooks and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm opening your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right, spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of plots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we're doing all over again. Ooh.
There we go. That should fix it. No, it's not. It was something else on my settings. I think I have it fixed. Give me a second. Crazy stuff happening. Yay. Oh, give me a second and I will fix this. I've got issues here. There we go. That's why I thought the mic was working. Blonde moment. No, it's worse than that. It's boomer moments for me. As bad as Travis Willis always muted. It happens. It happens. All right. Let me go back here. Let me go back here. All right. All right. Because my mic is on mute. Yes, I know. Get it. Yes, I know. I know. See, I've been working on my computer for the past couple of days on my off time to get everything set up good. And so I'm sucking really bad at getting everything running like it was supposed to happen. I can't wait to hear a 300-pound sack of paper, stupid, put on this paper this time. It's good. It's good. Megan and Tug are on a roll right now. Hell yeah, they're always on a roll. They're doing good. Um, and what it was is someone in here said what in the hell was it that they got a new knee. I was like, congratulations on welcome that you got the new knee. Seriously, that is congratulations on that. That is a very good thing. And Wes and Bama put this in here. Shizzywhiznut is brought to you by Tugs, original Tennessee reloading doorbell. Keep those Pepsi doxers at way. Ever leaving your live stream? Yes, I have two of those doorbells that reload. Quick reloads too. That's the beauty of it. And maybe not with the 20 gifted memberships. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Maybe not says muted, boomer, and then says Mike is still muted, idiot. Because that's how I roll. What would be better than just starting out a live stream without having half my crowd muted? Just love it. Love it. It's good to see all you guys here, though. No, yes, it works. It works. Now I can hear you. Yes. And Zach, is that you as Prince? Hey, Rosalind. Oh, we got some fun tonight. I'm telling you. Yes, it has been far too long since we talked about some of this stuff. So I'm going to bring up and show you guys, some stuff that came in to, well, it's been coming in over the past couple of days. Been able to cover it because I've been covering other stuffs. You're having a Shizzywhiznut moment. Those are a lot of moments. And we got a zombie apocalypse waiting just past the front steps. Maybe. Just maybe. Okay. So before we get into paint chip stuff, we've got to talk about the filing that came in today. Yesterday on Preston, I laughed so hard, but we have to roll back the truth trolley here, okay? And we'll roll it back a little far, and then we can catch up because it's pretty short and sweet. So this right here, of course, as you can see, was filed on 3/25 of 2025. Now this is Therese Granger and Brett Granger. This here is the suit that they brought against Lynette Preston. Okay, now this had something to do with the thumbnail case, but you have to understand what the case is in the first place. This complaint seeks damages in excess of $50,000, exclusive of attorney's fees and costs. Venue is appropriate in Levy County because the causes of action giving rise to complaint accrued in Levy County. I think this was just a typo here whenever they put in Gilchrist County, Florida, as such as sui juris, just basically saying this is the proper venue on or about September 18th. Preston filed a lawsuit alleging the plaintiffs committed wrongful acts, sounding in tort, sought damages for intentional infliction of emotional distress, invasion of privacy, conversion, invasion of privacy, public of private information, civil conspiracy, economic damages, exemplary damages, punitive damages, costs, and attorney's fees in Gilchrist County. But this, I believe, is supposed to be Levy County. I think this was just a misnomer, because this is arising out of the trespass case. The proceedings commenced by Preston against plaintiffs originated solely with her actions. As such, these actions constitute a legal causation of the proceedings that were commenced against plaintiffs. A dismissal was filed with respect to the proceedings. As a result, the result represents a bona fide termination of the proceedings brought by Preston's actions that was in favor of the plaintiffs, which is true. They won because she dropped out of the case. and no time material in this matter was a probable cause for the proceedings. Agreed. There was no reason for her to bring this except to harass. As a result, the foregoing plaintiffs suffer damages. Plaintiffs demand judgment against Preston for damages in the amount of $55,000 plus prejudgment interest and costs of suits such as there's relief the court deems just and proper. Plaintiffs demand a trial by jury and so triable. That's it. Really short and simple. It isn't going into any details. It's just saying that there's a dismissal, we're filing suit, and that's it. We want to make sure our attorney gets paid. Now, the reason that they may have done this is because they didn't want to. All the other people are not involved because they may have not been served. Whatever it is, this is a private individual suit brought about by her causing this dismissal. So what happened was it was sent to, she filed a bankruptcy case in June, I believe it was. So she filed for bankruptcy, which put a stay on the case. Now, while that was on stay, there were certain proceedings that were trying to be arranged. Nothing was ever filed in this case except for getting her served in this particular case. Now, that clock started ticking up until the time that the bankruptcy happened. So whenever the bankruptcy was filed and she put in a motion, I'm not going to show that, but she put in a motion basically saying that this needs to be stayed because there's bankruptcy. At that point in time, everything stops. Like they stopped holding time. Now, as soon as this comes out right here, it shows that the date that bankruptcy ended. Okay, so the bankruptcy ended because the court threw it out. That clock started ticking again. So she needed to file something within a certain period of time, which she never did. And then, of course, this is what they filed. Randy filed this request to take judicial notice. Florida Bar Directory showing that Scott Stark is deceased and the order dismissing the case for failure to comply with notice of deadline to cure deficiencies in this bankruptcy case. Copies being attached here too. And then the decisions. Here's the certificate. And then it says right here that Scott Stark has deceased. Let me make sure that I'm not showing that really quick. I just want to make sure there's no personal information. It just basically is showing the case has been dismissed. And this is whenever that clock started ticking again on August 18th. Okay. Now they had already run through a good period of their time already. And in doing so, what happens in that is it starts back up again. Now, whenever it started back up again, she still didn't file anything, and they filed a motion for default. Okay. Motion for default by and through undersigned counsel on June 28th. Defendant was served with summons. Complaint in this action, July 5th. Defendant filed a notice of automatic stay due to these bankruptcy proceedings, which temporarily stay the case pursuant to federal bankruptcy law. August 18th, the federal bankruptcy case was dismissed, thus determining the automatic stay. Pursuant to Florida law, the time to defendant respond to the complaint resumed running upon termination of the automatic stay. Under Florida law, a defendant is required to serve a responsive pleading within 20 days after service of process. I believe it's 21 days, but typo. The time period for filing responsive pleading is not affected by the expiration of a term of court. Following the dismissal of bankruptcy case on August 18th, defendant had an additional period to file a responsive pleading pursuant to federal bankruptcy law. To date, defendant has not filed any responsive pleading or otherwise defended this action other than the notice of automatic stay. That's it. That's all that she filed. So it has expired. And pursuant to Florida law or Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 15-0, when a party whose affirmative relief is sought has failed to plead or otherwise defend as provided by the rules, the court may enter a default against such party. I certify that conferral prior to filing is not required under 12 or 1.202, which it's not. All you have to do is just file. That's it. Because there's no need to confer on this whatsoever. This is a criminal case. It's just there's no reason to confer. It's just once it gets filed, that's it. This person is screwing around and playing. Welcome, lurkers. Welcome. And he says, and grant this right here, which, of course, then Michelle files this crap right here that's saying answers defense's counterclaims, which the judge does not accept whatsoever. Now, in this right here, of course, she's not a resident of Gilchrist County. Admit a lawsuit was filed in Levy County. Unknown was meant by this allegation. Admit the press and filed reference action. Admit the voluntary dismissal. Deny there was no litigation of the merits or any adjudication. The dismissal was without prejudice. Doesn't matter. See, this is the thing. This isn't Massachusetts or Connecticut. This is Florida. So maybe the rules are different. I don't know. Go figure. Denied there was no litigation of merits. No, you created the litigation whenever you filed the lawsuit. There was litigation. You just didn't follow up on it. So that's on you. Plaintiffs claim, and now their defenses, it's not right because the underlying action did not terminate in their favor. Yes, it does. It automatically terminates in their favor whenever you do it without prejudice. It's already in their favor. That finds that you filed something that was improper or wrong. Litigation, with prejudice or without prejudice. Prejudice means that you can't file it again. It says it's dismissed with prejudice, that you cannot file this again. Without prejudice means that you can come back and file this at any point in time. So them claiming this doesn't mean diddly squat. Welcome. How you doing? Welcome, newcomers. Now, the claims in the underlying action was voluntarily dismissed, which are meritorious. No, they're not. They can't be meritorious unless you continue on with the suit, because you provided no proof, no nothing. So there's no meritorious anything about it. It's absolute garbage. That was dismissed are being refiled as counterclaims in this action. No, you can't file something in this action because it's already defaulted. You already screwed up. You can't file any counterclaim or anything because you did not follow up with what you were supposed to do. Doesn't matter. It's done. It's over with. You're out. That's the end. A claim voluntary dismissing under 1.420 without prejudice, as a matter of law, does not give standing for a claim for malicious prosecution. And if I'm looking here, I don't see anything here that says malicious prosecution. No, I'm pretty sure. One, it just says this is what you claimed, and they're just saying, take care of me. That's it. Expose every plaintiff in this prosecution would be no counter incentive not to dismiss, but to instead to protract the lawsuit to have it decided on the merits. No, there's no reason to. You defaulted. You never responded to this, moron. So it doesn't matter. And this action is part of a litigation for content scheme, which makes no sense whatsoever because it's not for a content scheme. What it is you're trying to use this to bolster this idiot that couldn't scrape mac and cheese off the bottom of a pan if his fucking life depended on it. Simple as that. That's all this is about. This is some idiot with a prison for venison jerky. That sounds good. Counterclaims on Sunday, August 11th. Well, she was at her home. Oh, obviously. Well, you don't have that home anymore, do you? You're sort of homeless, living in a shed, right? With a small child and a man that's not your husband. Now, how does that look? It looks pretty shitty, don't you think? I mean, you're sitting here like, what do you do? Just tell a kid to go stand outside whenever you're like doing whatever it is that adults do. I'm a little confused, a little creepy if you ask me. Teresa and Brett Granger arrived unannounced, accompanied by 300 individuals. And it doesn't matter. This is a totally different case. So you're basically trying to refile the same case that you're being sued on. It's because of your shenanigans. Your $20 slow cooker from Aldi has served me well for 14 years now. I roasted chickens, done roast beef pork, baked giant cookies using cookie dough. That sounds really good. Slime movie giant. The property supposedly belonged to a person. No, it did belong to a person. Lloyd, Lloyd owned that RV. That's it. He had his property there, and that wasn't all of his property. We've seen what exactly happened on that. And this right here is why Jeremy has told people time and time again, if you're in this kind of shenanigans, the reason why they record is so there is proof of this. So whenever people file this kind of crap, you can show video evidence of everything that happened while you were there. And this pisses them off more than anything because it shines a light on their shenanigans. It's no different than the fleas last night, where they're out there like losing their, oh my God, they absolutely lost their shit over Megan and Tug. I mean, it was so hilarious. I got the transcript off of it and I'm reading through it and I was just like, oh my God, they are so stupid. Calling on people to dox Megan and Tug, to report their channel. Can you imagine the stupidity it takes for someone to do that? To file a takedown on people and do it on YouTube. What kind of idiots are they? I am so surprised. I am so surprised that YouTube hasn't stepped in and said something about that, because that is major YouTube no. You don't do that stuff. But they were definitely calling for it. Miss Preston is objected into the intrusion, of course, but there is a sheriff's deputy that was there to ensure that someone got their property. And as a matter of fact, that sheriff would not allow the release of that property until that man, Mr. Lloyd, could show up and say that it was his. Like, he had to show up in person. It wasn't like they all walked on there without permission to get this man's property. And that's all they did. They came, they hooked up the trailer, and away they went. They hooked up the RV to it, and gone, done and over with. Got all of his stuff, and they were out. No more shenanigans, no more playing with her. Now, them being terrified and intimidated by having 5 people on their property, yet they can hold a Christmas vigil or whatever it was that they did with a bunch of bikers, yet they're scared of Travis. Travis, you shouldn't be so scary looking. Stop being so scary looking, because it really scares, her and the child. Although not so much that they wouldn't yell shit underneath the fence. Must not be that scared of you. Sorry, Travis. And the Grangers, Madam Mayor, I'm sorry, you're just such a scary looking individual. It hurts their little fifis. Now, they were just completely freaked out by having a sheriff, which they've called sheriffs there multiple times. They don't seem to have any problem whenever they're calling the sheriffs to show up to file false claims and waste their time. But hey, that's how they roll. Now, while on Preston's property, she wandered around her property taking video footage of private locations. No proof of that whatsoever. From what I can tell, all the only videos that we've seen of this, if she did, then she heavily edited it out, because all that she did was make sure that she wasn't filming the child, that all she was doing was helping pack up and making sure that she was protected against all of the shenanigans and all the crazy shit that Preston was going to do. Because once Preston knew that she had a camera on her, she started watching what she was going to say, watch what she was going to do. It's like, once you know that police body cam is on, yeah, you tend to behave a little bit differently than whenever you think that you can get away with it. That he said, she said kind of crap. Yeah, she felt helpless and violated, was terrified. Now, these make no claims whatsoever. There's no claim here. Felt helpless, violated prior to the unannounced invasion of property. There was no prior attempt or communication by the Grangers, because they didn't need to. See, here's the thing. Lloyd said, go pick up my property. Please get my property off of there. That's what happened. And these people showed up to at the request of the owner of that property to get his stuff off of there. Now, see, this is what they don't want you to hear. That little what the hell's ecosystem, they don't want to hear exactly what happened because they want to spin this story like the Grangers did something vile and evil whenever they were actually helping out a disabled man, a veteran, get his property back so he could get away from this. That's all they did. But yet somehow they become villains in this story. And you have to remember, this was brought about because they filed a lawsuit and dropped it. It's as simple as that. All of these claims that they've got mean absolutely nothing. It's diddly squat. Over the next several days, video provided the Grangers would broadcast on numerous YouTube channels. Yeah. Because we believe here, that if you're going to show something, then you need to show the crap that's out there. And nobody's shown anything different than that. Here's the thing. Show me the video where they were harassing Lynette. Show me the video because if you got it, I'll show it and call it out. That's because it doesn't exist. There is no video of them harassing her. And I'm not talking about an edited video of. This is the thing. They like to pull up these edited videos of Jeremy blasting John Crook. Okay, it's a heavily edited video because you're not seeing what happened beforehand. You're not seeing what happened after. Remember what happened with Sandman, the teenager that had these guys yelling at him up in his face and him not responding whatsoever. And he got blasted on the news report saying that, he was doing all these vile things and saying all these horrible things. And come to find out, it wasn't true. Once you saw the unedited video of Sandman, you found out that he was actually being accosted by, I'm trying to remember what it is. It's a Black Jewish group that claims they're like another tribe. And I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. But they were up in this kid's face, yelling and harassing him, and then this guy beating on a drum was up in his face, calling him all kinds of vile things. And they were saying that this guy started it. And then once they show the unedited video, turns out this kid did nothing. An underage kid was being harassed, and he won a lot of money due to news reporters posting that stuff up there. Show me the unedited videos of Therese Granger harassing you. Show me the unedited videos of Brett Granger harassing you, or Travis. Show those videos. See, what they've never been able to provide is receipts to any of the claims that they're making. They make all these claims. Oh, we have the evidence. There's no evidence. Because if you had any sort of evidence like this would be something that you would have shown long ago. There's nothing that you have. And this is why you keep being destroyed every single step of the way. While we're sitting here watching all of the shenanigans that are going on, while we're watching a live video deposition of Lynette losing her absolute shit, and saying things, deleting evidence, all that happening live. We're watching this happen. You can't twist it any other way. It brings to light all the crap that they're doing, and they don't like that. Scammers don't like whenever you show what they're doing. They hate it. It drives them nuts. It makes them just lose their absolute mind. And whenever you show it, then they want to come up with an excuse of, well, that didn't happen. That's not how it happened. How many fundraisers did you raise? I mean, how much money did you actually raise? See, you won't show how much money you raise. Why? Because it really makes you look bad. All those people, whenever they find out how much money you've been raising on behest of a child and its legal guardian, and then telling your chat that that money was for you to do with whatever you wanted to do with? Man. But whenever you show it, ooh, it upsets them so much because they're getting called out left and right. This is why they're in a lawsuit. I can love my Instapot, use it as much as I can. Absolutely. The story on all channels broadcasting the purpose of the video and accompanying contrived story. It's not a contrived story. Of the danger to HG was part of a storyline of an emergency. See, there's no storyline. This is what they don't seem to get. There's no storyline. People see what they see and they talk about what they see. Now, if you've got some sort of different variation to this, you're always welcome to show it. But guess what? You've never done that. You hide behind a bunch of curtains and then say, there's nothing back here to see. Well, why? Why are you hiding all this stuff if you say there's nothing to see? If there's nothing to see, then why cover it up? I've always been curious about that. I mean, if somebody can explain to me, whenever you're sitting there going, hey, there's nothing to see behind this wall, I guarantee you there's no bodies back there. Now you want to see the bodies behind the wall. It's just like, make it make sense. Trust me, there's nobody. Damn it. I'm not tearing down my walls to show you there's no bodies back there. Following the broadcast of the Granger's video footage of the invasion of Miss Preston's properties, CPS visited Miss Preston 3 times from anonymous calls to CPS. We've said this here, and multiple other channels have said this. Do not reach out and contact these people. Do not do anything unless you can verify it with your own eyes. Stay the hell away. There's a big difference between somebody that is sitting there going, there is something wrong here, and I live right next door and I'm seeing something horrible happen, calling, and somebody on YouTube calling up and saying, oh, I saw something on YouTube. Don't believe what you see on YouTube. Don't believe it. Only deal with things that you can absolutely verify. And if you can't show your face to say that you're verifying it, then you probably shouldn't. If you can't sit there in front of a court of law and say that it's something that you witnessed personally, don't do it. We've said it multiple times. Following the broadcast of the Granger's video footage of the invasion of her property, well, that was CPS. It resulted in no findings of any abuse or danger. Well, there you go. So you're fine. Simple as that. Now you have to remember that this is the same group of people that have been supporting Lynette, that have been calling on people coming out to Tug's place, been harassing Megan, doxing her. Now even Luthman is trying to dox Jeremy and all the properties that he owns. See, they don't understand that that's really stupid, because you're just proving the point of what kind of evil, vile creatures you are. Good job, idiots. As a result of the Granger's actions, thousands of strangers from around the world called. Thousands from around the world. Thousands around the world. Now, Miss Preston was terrified from what she was seeing and hearing on YouTube. Here's the thing. If you don't want to be terrified by what's happening on YouTube, there's a simple little button over there. It's called power off. You hit that thing, I guarantee you never see anything that happens on YouTube. Sorry, there's still nothing here that is anything worthwhile. Invasion of privacy. Oh, yeah, they knew they were. But see, this is something that's already been handled. You can't file a counterclaim in it because it doesn't follow the original case. The original case has to do with them dismissing a case. That's it. That's all that matters. They dismissed a case. They're trying to relitigate something that's already been dismissed. Now, the judge, seeing through all the bullshit, filed this right here. Order granting motion for judicial default. It says that the complaint was filed They were served. Time for defendant for the response of pleading expired. Pursuant to the civil rule procedure 1.50, the court, not the clerk, as you see right here, the court, not the clerk, very important. This is not the clerk filing. This is the court saying no, is authorized to enter default when a party against whose affirmative relief is sought has failed to plead or otherwise defend the action. So her filing was late. Debbie Baker with a nice, beautiful $20 super sticker. Thank you so much. That says so much. And I do appreciate everything that you do, Debbie Baker. I appreciate you. Hey, Chipper, it's good to see you over there on the Rumble side. Welcome. When a party is filed or served any document in the action, that party must be served with notice of the application for default as required by Florida Civil Rule Procedure. And they were filed with that right there. The court finds the plaintiff have properly served defendant with notice of the application for default as required by Florida law. The court further finds that despite proper notice, defendant has failed to file or serve a responsive plea or otherwise defend this action. The court has reviewed the motion and court file and finds that now, as you can see, they're very clear. They reviewed the motion and the court file and finds that entry of a default, judicial default, is appropriate under these circumstances. Very specific about it. Their motion for judicial default is granted. Judicial default is hereby entered against Michelle Preston for failure to serve or file any paper as required by law. This is important right here. As required by law, not by YouTube rules, but what's required by law. That wasn't enough. She also had to file this. I have moved to set aside order number 26 because I already filed an answer 25 on September 15th. That means the default should not have been entered. No, you don't tell the judge what should be or shouldn't be. That's not what it means. The judge looked at the court filings and found that you were lacking, sort of like John on a normal day, lacking. Florida Rule 1.50 states, right to plead. A party may plead otherwise defend at any time before default is entered. No. See, the motion for default was entered. The judge saw it and said, granted. Simple as that. You didn't file in time. Way out of time. Lost your time. Gone. But that wasn't enough for her because now she's filing for a motion for default. Oh, yeah. The counterclaim moves for default against plaintiffs on the counterclaims for failure to plead. No, that's not how it works. Now, I would suspect, like I said the other night, that this is going to be thrown out yet again. The judge is going to look at it and go, and that's not how any of this works. And he may wait until the 22nd to do anything. So that way he can tell you personally. You might want to show up there because you see, if you show up to the hearing, Lynette, because, we all know that you can't help but listen to this. What you do is you show up to court and you try telling the judge how to do his job. Why don't you give that a try? Because apparently you seem to know about the rules of civil procedure, but can't seem to do what you're supposed to do. But we've seen these kind of filings before. This is the kind of crap that what's his name? I don't know. He's so forgettable. The mac and cheese guy that likes to, stick a feather in his hat and call it macaroni or something like that. Yeah, the court may enter a default against such party. No, that's not how it works. See, that's the thing. The judge already ruled on this. You're in default. Now, you can get the default overturned, and then you can start the clock. But that's the problem. You would have to show up and actually defend this in front of a judge. But see, you never did any of these things. So you've had how many cases in front of this judge, yet you have not been able to sit down and make any cognizant pleading whatsoever. The judge has been impartial. He told you to get an attorney because clearly you need one. And what is it that you put down here? Oh, free assistance of a lawyer. Well, that really did you a whole lot of fucking good. Apparently, you might want to hire him and not just someone to write out a pleading for you and say, "Hey, here's some money. Why don't you enter in an appearance?" Or you too chicken shit. That's what you should be telling them. So your free attorney is too chicken shit to file a pleading. That is some low T stuff right there. Might not be able to get it up anymore. It might just be a little dangling. What do they call that over there on the fleas? Resin. Yeah, that's what it might be, right? A little resin peen. Yeah, not real. It's not really a rock at the resin peen. Sounds like a bad drug. Frankie, getting better day by day. That's so good to see. Hey, Frankie, how you doing? Wicked wench made me laugh. Be trying in the background to bully paperwork. He can't do anything. That's the thing. He's about as useless as a fucking turd. It just right there. I mean, I think he chose the right name for himself. He chose that name. It seems like he's just happy being called Deuce. I mean, if he wants to be excrement, okay. I mean, you also have to think like deuce or deuces, like see you later. But no. He had to go for calling himself shit. Good job. Good job. I mean, that's on you, man. I got nothing to say. You think of yourself as being Deuce. Well, I got nothing to say for you there, brother. Got nothing to tell you, man. You picked it out, just like you were so happy being called Bubbles because I guess you blow that bad, just sort of light, flighty, and full of a bunch of hot air. Go fly away with me. Sorry, I'm so bad. Oh my God. It's a dangling says Deuce's name all over, but he don't dare to try to go back in Florida courts. He's chicken shit. That's all it is. He's a coward. He can't help it. This is how cowards act. They're too afraid to put their face out there, but yet they'll just sit there and talk all kinds of smack and be like, look at all the great things that I did as an attorney. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll see how that works out for you because so far, nobody's impressed. I mean, about the only people that are impressed, they whistle through a gap in their teeth that's the size of a fucking Mack truck, and the other one licks fucking boots. And then you got someone that strokes CC DeVille's balls and thinks that he's a fucking hero, and a bunch of other people that are about as useful as, the dingleberries on your ass. Making sure your coverage of court docs. Well, thank you, Frankie. Sorry, I might be a little vulgar tonight. I'm having too much fun. Thank you so much. I enjoy your coverage of the court docs. Thank you. And I do have more because we haven't even got to paint chips yet. No. That's coming up with an open letter. But there's going to be some fallout because of paint chips fucking up. I'm telling you, whenever I saw this, I had to take a second look at it because the way that it showed up was backwards, and I was like, "Oh, the fallout is going to be really bad." Like all the bullshit that people have been pulling is about to get jacked so bad, and they have no idea how fast that this is about to get jacked up on them. And I am sitting back and laughing right now because once you understand what's in these filings, it's not about the filings themselves. It's about what happens whenever you file stupid shit and the kind of crap that you get yourself into. And they've got themselves into shit. I mean, whenever I say they've got themselves into some shit, the world's about to go topsy-turvy on them, and they have no clue. They have no clue how bad their little boy paint chips fucked up. I mean, bad. It's it is going to be absolutely glorious on a level that you cannot imagine. And once I saw what the outcome of this was, it took me a little bit to process it. But once I processed it, it was like, oh, now that's going to be a mess. That is going to be a real mess for them. And they just don't even know it yet. Remember to smash that like button. Yes, most definitely hit that like button. It helps the algorithm, makes it feel so much better, because YouTube likes to hide things and they do stupid things. They do really stupid things, and whenever they do them, I look at them and I go, "What just happened? This is weird." Let me see if I've got this for you guys, because it is absolutely wonderful. I think I have it in here. Let me see if that's right. No, that's not right. That might be in this one. And it is in this one. I got to show you guys this because it is glorious. And you've probably seen this before, but you're going to get to see it again, because I enjoy doing these things for you guys. The music is by me. The work has been done by Rogue Mama and Rosalind Duke, and enjoy. Oh my gosh. It is glorious. Oh, the breathing of the paint. The breathing of the paint. Oh my God, where did I put that? There's something else I wanted to show you guys. Give me just a second, and I think I've got it. And let's see. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Where is it? I will find it just shortly. Give me just a quick minute. If I have it, I'm pretty sure I do. Is this it? I want to see if that's it. Nope, that's definitely not it. All right, let me try downloading this thing again real quick, because I'm an idiot, and that always sucks for me. Being an idiot is where I live. I live my life most of the time just seeing things that are not supposed to be there. Let me see here, and we're going to download. Nope, that's not it. Talk on it. Why is that showing the wrong one? Because I'm an idiot. That's why I put it in the wrong spot. I'm so bad with this stuff. Give me a break. Let me find it real quick. Let's see. I know where to find it. Give me a second. It's going to be in. Where is it? Much later. I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. If I can find it. Damn it. Downloads, maybe. Nope, that's not it either. Damn it. It's got to be somewhere here. I will find it. Oh, where? Doggone it. I am going to find this damn video because it is awesome. And there it is. And we're going to go to this one right here and open. All right. Stop. There we go. There we go. I've got it now. I've got it because this is glorious. It's absolutely glorious. This, like I said, was put together, and we'll remove that one and share the screen, because I love these ladies. They do so much good work, and go give some love to Rogue Bomb. I mean, she's building her channel. Give her some views. Show her some love.
The hot plate fly.
Music by Shizzy.
fetal position crying. Otter Creek froze mid mosquito bite. Well, in that scream, Randy Shockett wanna fight.
You are not a nice person.
Barefoot banshee in a Walmart's hip. Cray eyes, method of grip. Those a can of spam like a hand grenade. Ray ducking behind the Kool-Aid. Randy Shockett, you know good cheat. She's speaking in tongues and stomping her feet. Neighbors hiding like Judgment Day. Cause Lynette done lost the DNA. She's yelling and spitting flames. My mother died.
My mother did not die.
I start falling, laughing, punching the wall. Ray whispering in the corner, I seen it all. Cray storm in a double wide. Got holy water and insecticide. John's praying low, don't let her reload. While the hot plate hums, the turtle explode. Randy Shockett, she's swinging that pan. She met Jesus in the minivan. All the creeks glowing, lights all red. She screams again, my mama ain't dead.
My mother died.
She whispered,
My mother did not die.
you're crazy in the head.
Fraudulently. Yes. John, go away from the window. I have
Go
no
away.
clue. It's a free freaking tablet.
Ray filming, world's dumbest show. Gator in the yard just whispering no. John's clutching his Bible upside down while Lynette's wearing poop like a crown. Hot plate humming, light flicker twice. John whispering Jesus for some eyes. She's laughing, sobbing, praying for a sign and kicks the fridge for crossing the line.
You are not a nice person.
And Randy Shockett, you broke her brain. She's arguing with her own blood stain. Trailers humming, lights all fried. She's screaming, my mama didn't die.
My mother died.
She whispered, she whispered,
My mother did not die.
mama didn't die. Smoke cleared, the hot place still smoke. Ray laughed till the breaker broke. Came from Otter Creek, came that banshee cry. Randy Shockett,
My mother did not die.
my mother didn't die.
I have anxiety over the roof.
My mother didn't
I'm not. From now on, I'm pleading the fifth.
This has been another ampersand collaboration.
You're being ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's glorious. I love that. That is absolutely wonderful. It just makes me laugh every single time that I see it. Oh, thank you guys for putting that video together. That was glorious. The music. Yeah, that music is mine. Music is mine. I'll that may be on the new album. We'll see. I want to make sure that you know they don't get any copyrights on it whenever I release it. We love ridiculous. Yes, ridiculous is the best way to go. Now we get to the really ridiculous part. Oh boy. Painful to watch, but they did it anyway. So Idiot filed this crap again, the same kind of heading that he put in it. And of course, you know, we all know that it's Junior filing this stuff, that old man is signing off on this. Hey, you talk about elder abuse. It sounds to me like you're abusing your father's name because, you know, it's not going to look too good for him in court filing and shit that he's not even a party to. But for some reason, he just can't stand to keep away. Now, before we go too much further on this, because we're going to read through this and to show you the shit show it is. Hey, Volstorm, how are you? And Miss Diva, you know what? You know, Mr. and Mrs. Volstorm and Diva, they are absolutely wonderful. Now, what I may do is, if Volstorm's available, I may just send him an invite so he can come and read this letter along with me. We'll have a little bit of fun. That's if he wants to. I'm not going to force him to. I'll send him an invite, and if he wants to, he can always join in, but he is never required to. He doesn't give two shits about this stuff at all. He looks at it and goes, what a mess this is. I'm staying away from it. I sent him a video that I can't show anybody. It's a music video and it's hilarious, but I sent that to him also. He'll have fun with that. Finally, not on a replay team watching live. Okay. So the results of this filing, you have to look really close at this. Now, if you can't see it, then you'll have to embiggen your screen, and I'll embiggen it for you. So here is what came in. Now this came in from the judge, or what came in, but you might be reading it backwards. All right, I read this forwards, and what it says here is action required by and you have to read from the top down. Action required by magistrate judge, chambers of magistrate judge, Bolitho notified this action, motion for reconsideration, objections under rule procedure 72. Then you come down to the next line. Now, this is pulled off a pacer. It says action no longer required by magistrate judge. Chambers magistrate judge Bolitho notified that action is no longer required for motion 120 for reconsideration, objections under federal civil procedure 72. Then you get down to the final line here. What it says is action required by district judge chambers of Judge Robert L. Hinkle notified that action is for motion for reconsideration titled objections under civil rule procedure 72. Okay. Now, if you don't understand what that means, let me break it down for you really simple. What this means is Judge Bolitho is not handling this motion. Okay. Let that sink in really deep, because now Judge Hinkle is going to be handling this motion. He is the chief judge of this circuit court. Okay, of the district court. I think this district. He is Judge Bolitho's boss, more or less. He is the man in charge. I think it was uploaded in the wrong order. No, it came in just the way that it came in. And they probably filed one after the other, because once he did this crap, this is absolutely taken out of Judge Bolitho's hands. Absolutely gone out of Bolitho's hands. This particular motion is going to be handled by Judge Bolitho, not by Judge Bolitho, but by Judge Hinkle. Now, if you don't know too much about Judge Hinkle, you can go back and do a little refresher. Judge Hinkle is the judge that talked to Chips, of Lips and Chips. That is the judge that blasted him with a very long, scathing breakdown of how screwed up somebody's pleading was by the name of Chips. Screwed him up really bad. Matter of fact, they are looking at that firm is looking at a serious amount of sanctions being brought upon them, and they are going to probably end up getting in all kinds of shitstorms of trouble because of it, because they hadn't filed a response. Now, Judge Hinkle, he doesn't play around. He might take a little while to read through this, but once he reads through this and he sees the kind of shenanigans that are going on in Bolitho's court, there's a big possibility that he may just make sure that everybody is considered being served. He's going to be looking at what's been filed in these cases. He may take it all the way from the beginning, the initial pleading, the amended. Well, probably take it from the amended part, because the amendment is what matters. And he's going to look at the kind of games that they're playing, and he may end up moving this thing forward because he doesn't want to see these kinds of things lingering in his court. 30 pages? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's 30 pages of absolute garbage. Yeah, we're not reading through 30 pages. There's only 18 pages to read through because the rest of it is just a bunch of absolute trash that you could find off a Substack. Because let's put it this way, he would get more viewings off of a court file document than he would ever get off of his Substack. And that's because he has, 5 different sock accounts that he creates and then cheers himself on. I mean, I think he reads it and thinks about Bubba, sneaking up behind him and giving him a little rub down. That's the only thing I can think of. Breathe. Thank you, maybe not. He is the judge that roasted chips. Yes, he is. Judge Hinkle is the judge that roasted chips. He tore into him for filing things that have no basis in law or anywhere in the fucking world, that were filed so improperly, like none of his motions were even correct. He blasted the crap out of him. If you think the judge, after he reads this filing that this guy put in, is and of course, it's Paint Chip's dad that put this in there, more than likely he's going to throw this crap absolutely out. His garbage is going to be thrown out, and he is going to come after Paint Chips. Good job, Paint Chips. Way to throw your old man under the bus. Of course, you're pretty good at throwing old men under the bus, aren't you? You did the same thing to Ray, didn't you? Got old Ray all happy and excited about the revenge porn that you were showing, right? That was a really good move. Old Ray couldn't get enough of that. No, he right now that's completely different. The judge will probably be very limited on this one particular item right here, and he may end up stepping in and taking over the case, and he could easily take over both cases. I don't know. It just depends. You see, you have to remember that there's only two parties in Fed 1. There's only 2 parties. That's it. There's only 2 parties there. You got Preston and Crook. That's it. Preston and Cook. Those are the only 2 parties in Fed 1. As much as we talk about, how the stupid filings were in Fed 1, there's a possibility that it may never even hit his radar. Because, and then whenever he sees that some idiot filed some crap in this case right here, someone that he's already not really happy with for their bullshit filings, whenever he sees that in there, what do you think that judge is going to do? Do you think he's going to be excited to see that name show back up again and go, wait a second, why is this person involved in this case? Why are they filing shit in this case out of a state case that's been dismissed and spurred another state case because of it? Like, yeah, he's a baby judge with limited experience and power. That's absolutely right. Maybe not. What about the sanctions on BBB dues still pending? That's it. That's in Fed 1. This is what you have to remember. And as hard, as difficult as it is, one thing that you have to remember in all of these cases, okay, they're each individually different cases. Okay. Each one of them are different cases. Trespass case is completely different than the thumbnail case. Thumbnail case and trespass case are completely different from anything that's going on in Ohio. Anything that's going on in all 3 of those cases is different than what's happening in Fed 1. And all 4 of those cases are different than what's happening in Fed 2. Although there may have some of the same players and a lot of the same idiots in these kinds of cases, they're completely different cases. Most of them are being looked at by different judges. And see, this is what I've said before. Step back, look at it from a different perspective, and you will start to see that if you separate, the idiocy that Deuce has been doing Like, why you would look at, and I'll just put this out there for an example. You would look at the thumbnail case, for example, and you go, why is Deuce even involved in this? Why is he wanting to show up in this case? It makes no sense whatsoever. And that's how most judges are looking at it. It's like, I don't know who this guy is because they're not following what's happening in Fed 1, Fed 2. They're not looking at what's happening in Larry's cases. They're not looking at any of that stuff. They are looking at one particular case. Those cases are being decided on the merits of that case. And this is what these idiots haven't figured out, is those cases are decided on the merits of the case. As much as you want to talk about how the stupid some of these filings are in other cases, each one of them are being looked at by the merits of the case. They're looking at the rulings on those cases. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because a lot of people get confused about this and start thinking, oh, well, because they're not talking about whatever, it's important. It's only important whenever you're talking about this as a YouTube thing. And this is what people can't understand, is separate the YouTube, look at it as a court case, and it becomes a different story whatsoever. Each individual one, well, the common denominator is elemental P and John Crook in all the cases. And someone to go get BBB. Oh, that's funny. Common denominator, I see, is elemental P and JC in all the cases. Yes, because some of them Lynette brought against people. Some of those were brought against her. Okay, protective orders in Ohio, that's completely separate from all of these. But the problem is with some of these idiots is they can't seem to figure out that these are completely separate cases. And they want to try to say that there's some sort of big conspiracy happening here. And the links aren't linking up. As much as they try to file shit in other cases that have to do with other cases, none of them match up. None of them tie in together. They do whenever you're talking about it on as an overall look at it. You can see where these cases all tie in together, but in court doesn't work that way. They only look at what's happening in those individual cases. So much crossover makes it confusing. Yeah, well, and that's their plan, is to make it as absolutely confusing as possible. Why do you think that Lips filed a lawsuit against Jeremy, Tug, Megan, myself, Jay Hip, and a whole bunch of other people that exist only on Facebook? Why do you think that they brought that case? Because it had nothing to do with anything except someone's hurt little feelings. That's all it was about. They had little hurt feelings because people were like, "You're an idiot" on YouTube. And they got hurt feelings because of being called idiots on YouTube and their shenanigans being shown. See, that they're not able to understand these kinds of concepts because they've got all their little hurt feelings, as was obvious last night on the Fleece, because, man, their feelings were all hurt. They got so excited because Megan and Tug were showing clips of their fucking videos and parts of what people actually look like and exposing their catfishing scheme for what it was. It's like, listen, these people are not what they're making themselves out to be. Like, they are seriously catfishing you people. And if you think that these are some sort of hotties or something, I guarantee you they'd not be. They are not. And they lost their absolute shit over it. Saying, actually calling on people to go and strike other people on their channel. I mean, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? Well, they never surpass the surprise of how stupid they can be ever. They all started this on Eleanor P's name, then followed her example in using stupid, dumb stuff to court. Yes. Absolutely correct. All right, let's bring this up. Objections under Federal Rule Civil Procedure 72. Well, Richard A. Lechman Sr., also known as Richard Lechman, is an individual unskilled. Yeah, I guarantee, definitely unskilled in the science of law. Well, if you're unskilled in the science of law, then maybe you should hire an attorney and maybe not file shit in federal court cases that don't matter. Like you're not a party to this. You never were a party to it. Then so you filing stuff or your son filing stuff and then claiming it's you doesn't look good for you. It makes you look about as smart as your son. Wait, oh, that's right, because your son is an absolute idiot that, would probably prefer to, scrape crap off of a urinal with a toothbrush than actually, go out and like be a productive member of society, because that would just be too difficult for him. Obscene and improper. Yeah, and declares as follows under this. It's, it was obscene and improper. A judge said it was obscene and improper. The order provides no findings of fact. It doesn't have to. Order doesn't have to provide findings of fact. It shows right there, just by looking at it, that it's obscene and improper. And, controlling authority therefore falls under the governing standard review under Rule 72. A district judge must consider timely objections and modify or set aside any part of the order that is clearly erroneous or contrary to law. You have no basis for filing this. You're not a party to this, because under their particular thing, which is basically saying that I could enter into somebody else's lawsuit that I'm not a party to and just file a bunch of garbage, a bunch of gobbledygook, and waste court resources and take up a whole bunch of time. I mean, this is his reasoning. And so this goes to show apple tree. No, I don't think there was any apple or tree. I mean, it's hard to have an apple tree whenever the tree goes straight up. Just saying, whenever it goes straight up like that, it's really hard to have that happen. He's just trying to buy different people. Now, yeah, I mean, it's already been proven that he creates sock accounts. So what's the difference between this filing and anything else that he's ever done in life? See, he's too chicken shit to actually stand on his own 2 feet. He has to shake his own hand and scratch his own back and congratulate himself for being such a bright genius. Oh, so smart and so special. So we'll be reading this in Paint Chip's voice. An order is contrary to law when it misapplies or disregards binding precedent, and clearly erroneous when it lacks support and record. The magistrate's judge similarly striking of pleadings and subjective aesthetic grounds meets both criteria. While clear error and legal impropriety, just sort of like I felt whenever I was with Bubba. The October 8th order striking Mr. Lessman's filings is obscene and improper, is clearly erroneous as a matter of fact and contrary to laws. The rule is devoid of reasoning, analysis, or reference to the evidentiary record. The only justification offered is the filings contain an obscene caption, a conclusion unsustainable under a definition of obscenity. Because I'm so smart that I know exactly what obscenity is. I should know what obscenity is because I like to shake my butt in front of men. Mr. Lessman's captions, while pointed, contains no sexual material whatsoever. No, it was see Federal Rule 12F. There you go. Just make the box says, see 12F. Well, let's exactly. There you go. Megan's hitting it right on there. Absolutely right. Megan, what are you doing tonight? I hope you had a good stream. We're absolutely on. You and Tug were on fire tonight. You guys, with the stuff, man. You're killing me. Oh my God. Oh, let me make it right here. She'll if she's got see. Oh, let's do that. There you go. If you want to come on and mock a little bit more, you're always welcome to me. Just got done. Did you already find Rule 12F? No, I haven't found Rule 12F yet. We got there. I'm reading this in the most Paint Chip voice that I possibly can, Megan's. If you got 12F, you can come on here and tell me all about it. Holding that litigation and advocacy on public issues is protected. Well, there's a violation of due process and First Amendment. The magistrate judge's summary striking of all filings violates the procedural and constitutional safeguards of due process. But you're not part of this case, moron, so it doesn't matter. Your son is. Look it up. Look it up. Damn it, man. Why you gotta make see, you're gonna make me see now I have to work right in the middle of doing a stream. Oh, give me a second. All right. Civil procedure. So civil procedure 12F. 12 subsection F. All right. All right. All right. Well, let's leave. Rule 12. We go down here, and what I'll do is I'll pull this up so you guys can see what I'm actually looking at. So, and this is coming off of Cornell Law School. So this should help out. Give me a second. We'll stop that. We'll present the screen. All right. So we'll come down here to Rule 12F. Here we go. Rule 12F. And I may have to zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so we got 12, and that's A. 1, 2, 3, 4, B. We go down to C. We go down to F. Motion to strike. The court may strike from pleading an insufficient defense or any redundant, immaterial, impertinent, or scandalous matter. The court may act on its own or on motion made by a party, either before responding to the pleading or for responses not allowed within 21 days after being served with the pleading. There you go. Rule 12F. Thank you, Megan. Say Rule F one more time. Thank you so much. Paint Chips is spouting shite on the Two Uggs channel right now. Well, that's all he does. It's probably laced with a bunch of male proteins. I'm just saying, he's good at spouting those things. Lets it usually dribble down his chin a little bit. You can't help it. It's the way it's part. It's the part he likes. He only takes what he needs, all of it. It's actually not 12, but Rule 26. Well, and no, Megan, you have to remember that this is also very important because of him doing all of this crap. I'm about to share with you what actually happened that created a whole bunch of shenanigans. There we go. Give me just a second. Let me pull this up because this is really important. I want you to see this, Megan. Make good notations of this. And I showed this to chat earlier on what exactly happened because of Stupid's garbage. Because of Stupid's garbage right here, and I showed this earlier, action required by Magistrate Judge Chambers of Magistrate Zachary Belitho is needed for 120 for reconsideration. Now, next filing, which was almost immediate, says, action no longer required by Magistrate Judge. And guess what? It gets changed over right here to guess who? Nobody else but the judge that's in charge of both of them, Judge Hinkle. Judge Hinkle's going to make a ruling on this one. Just wait. Just wait, Megan. Just wait. It's going to get good. It's going to get really fucking good because this Judge Hinkle, he doesn't play. We found if we know anything about his responses in these kinds of things, he may actually find him in contempt of court. Who knows? Judge Hinkle don't play around with this kind of crap. He may say, I don't know why this idiot is filing stuff in my court, but I want to have a conference with him right now and actually call him in. Judge Hinkle will not be appointed blank. Oh, no. Exactly. That's what I was telling everybody. I was like, remember that 50-page order for Federigo's? That was Judge Hinkle. Judge Hinkle is not playing around. And by the way, the Federigos still haven't responded to the judge's order. And they're probably going to be looking at even more sanctions coming from him. Yeah. Just wait until the judge gets a hold of that one. He's going to have a lot to say. He is not going to play with them at all. You think he's going to play with this guy? He's going to go, guess what? You got in here and you're going to show up in my courthouse and you're going to have to respond to a request. And if you don't, guess what? I'm going to put a fucking warrant out for your arrest and you will be in front of me. This is a guy that doesn't play around. He doesn't mince words and he doesn't play with idiots. He doesn't have time for them. He may just do that. It's very true. Yeah. Violation of due process and First Amendment. Oh, and here goes Paint Chimps again, which knows nothing about the First Amendment or how due process works. Why is that? Because, well, he's broken the law. How many times? Apparently he's been wrong multiple times. The filings address the allegations of elder abuse, fraudulent service. No, they don't. Because it's no different than what you filed right here at the very beginning. And they're going to do the same thing with this as they did with the last one. Senior posted a photo of him with stepson saying he wasn't much of a father due to not being sober from both things. You can't find any pharmacist license from any state. It's not hard. It's not hard. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. Whenever you get Paint Chips involved. Violation of due process, First Amendment, idiot. Standard review under 72. So here's where you get into, after all the bullshit that he filed in here, a district judge must modify or set aside any part of magistrate judge's order that is clearly erroneous or contrary to law. This standard ensures the magistrate judge's non-dispositive rulings remain subordinate to Article 3 judicial oversight, and order is clearly erroneous when, upon review of the entire record, district court is left with the entire definite firm conviction mistake has been committed. An order is contrary to law when it fails to apply or misapplies to relevant statutes, case law, or procedural rules. Because court owes no deference to errors of law, legal determinations by a magistrate judge are reviewed de novo. Basically what's saying is that the district judge is going to look this one over because the October 8th, 2025 order rests on facially. Well, you know all about getting those facials, don't you there, Paint. You got lots of them. Just swallow it and just shut it all down. Conclusionary reason omits the required factual findings and misapplies settled First Amendment and due process principles. It falls within both prongs of Rule 72's corrective authority, and the district court therefore must conduct an independent examination of the record, apply the correct constitutional procedural standards, and begin any portion of the magistrate judge's order is unsupported by law or fact. Yeah, this judge is going to have a field day with you, Paint Chip. And he's going to do it with one hand tied behind his brain. Wait, are we talking about? Hello? Hey, just saying, he might swallow the load a few times or not. Erroneous classification of Lippman as a non-party. Well, he is a non-party. That's the thing. He is a non-party. He's a non-party, and nobody has quoted him as being a party to this whatsoever. They didn't personally serve him. They personally served, what was it? Your stepmother, not your stepmother. What was she, like your second cousin, first cousin, stepsister? I don't know. I mean, you're into all kinds of nasty stuff, so I couldn't tell you. Hinkle has a firm belief on at least 5 cases since 2022. Yeah. He is also the only Richard Lippman. No, that's not who they were serving. And they didn't personally serve him. They actually served papers on his stepmother. I'm sure he knows all about those unicorn facials. Probably gets all sparkly, makes his skin just feel all wonderful. Get a little bit on the glasses. The only papers Andrew handed to a human being or blue tape to a door was allegedly done at Lippman's Senior's residence in Nocatee, Florida, not any other address. well, no return of service affidavit purports to show delivery or posting of process in of the location or elsewhere in the country. Thus, by the plaintiff's own account, the only person purportedly serving his dwelling or place of abode. Well, no, that actually wasn't served to you. That was served, and your wife, not your wife, your whatever she is to you, is the one that accepted service. I mean, I understand the apple doesn't fall straight from the tree. You know, it sort of falls off to the side a little bit. Might enjoy Bubba's company sometimes. No, he's a non-party. Senior is a non-party, and it shows that Senior's a non-party because you made it very clear that they were looking for his son. Made it very clear that they were looking for you, Paint Chip, not your old man. But of course, you're so stupid that you think this is actually going to work. But that's what happens whenever you get hit in the head too many times by by daddy poking around on your mama's belly. Just saying. The 11th Circuit has been long recognized as the right of a defendant to specially appear. No, you can't specially appear on your own behalf for no reason that you're not any part of a case to. There's no reason for you to show up except for being just a complete idiot. That's how exactly this case Ippolito's lunch. I'm not seeing it. How exactly did this case? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what your question is, Emily. How exactly did this case Ippolito's lunch? You're not seeing it? I'm not sure what your question is. See, Hinkle's not over this. Judge, you have to understand, Leto's been taken off this particular part of the case. There's no eating of Leto's lunch. See, Paint Chip screwed up. Paint Chip filed this crap, and now Judge Hinkle is involved. Leto is gone. Yes. No, he's just not going to be ruling on this. He is handling Leto is not gone yet. He is just being this is being handled by the magistrate. Hinkle is the boss man. So I don't understand. Yeah. Well, he's a magistrate judge, but he's still a judge. He's just the magistrate. He's not. He's handling the case because the parties agreed on a magistrate handling it. But see, they screwed up. The plan didn't handle much. Well, usually magistrate judges don't need to handle a bunch of stupid crap like this. It's crazy, man. Graced with 2 judges, yeah. I mean, they got the attention of the district judge. District judge is going to probably eat this guy's lunch. Magistrate judge cannot summarily discard sworn evidence of improper service and personal harm. No, magistrate hasn't done anything about your bullshit. Lethman is just mad because his stepmother accepted court papers for Junior. Yeah, that's what it is. But I mean, it's because she didn't get stuck in the dryer for him. Of course, he wouldn't have known what to do with her anyway. He would have just been like, eat lunch. I like lunch. Misapplication of Fisher v. His reliance on Fisher v. Whitlock to justify striking Mr. Lithman's filings misplaced both factually and legally, while Fisher stands for the narrow procedural proposition that a district court possesses inherent authority to strike a motion that is improperly filed, such as when filed in violation of procedural rules duplicated for other proceedings or wholly unrelated to the case. And it is. Everything that you filed on behalf of your daddy was filed improper. And Judge Bolito isn't going to handle it. Judge Hinkle is. Judge Hinkle's going to look at it, and we'll find out really soon how much you fucked around. Because I am sure that whenever Hinkle gets a hold of it, he's not going to be too pleased with the shenanigans he's been seeing. And then that's the thing. If he continues to see shenanigans by a bunch of defendants, guess what? He steps in. He's going to have some pretty harsh rulings on for all you idiots. He immediately struck the improper motion. No, Emily, He did not strike the improper motion. He struck both filings because of the way they were filed. Read Rule 12, subsection F. Don't be stupid, Emily. It's okay. He didn't do it wrong. I understand, Emily, that you're having a hard time understanding this. He did it properly. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, because Luthman is no party to this. Luthman Sr. is no party to this. He filed something in something that he is no party to. And also he put vile shit in there. If you don't understand that, then you can just go figure that out on your own. I was responding to another comment they said that I asked how. Okay, gotcha. They're responding to another comment they said I asked how, and I asked how. Okay. Luthman wanted to be relevant. No, Luthman is not relevant. Luthman is about as relevant as a turd in a toilet bowl. Gets flushed easily. Gets flushed really easily. And devoted by the clerk, satisfying all procedural requirements. The only apparent basis for the removal was a magistrate judge's personal disapproval of expressive content. That's not content. See, a court has no concern about the content of it. What they're concerned about is keeping court decorum. And he's gonna get hammered on this. He's gonna get hammered on this drastically. Like I said, guess who's in charge now? Oh, magistrate judge believe, and this because of his filing right here, all of his garbage filing, his Luthman's captions contain no sexual content whatsoever. Wait, you're saying that none of this contains sexual content whatsoever? So what is this? Calling someone a elder abuser, degenerate, closeted homosexual, and alligator fucker? That's not sexual content. But that's right. See, you also have to understand that, in the same filing, which I will show you here, as you can see, it's redacted, because these are all images that are, 1, doxing people, number 2, doxing people, number 3, showing sexual content, number 4, disparaging of an attorney. I mean, these are all things that, if you were smart, you wouldn't have done these kind of things. But see, now he just couldn't stand it because he wants to show all kinds of nasty shit. When you realize you're going to lose big time, well, you might go for it by grasping for some more stupid straws. That does happen. I agree, but he wrote 42 pages of drivel. No, trust me, there's not 42 pages of drivel. There is only 18 pages of drivel. Seriously. That's it. 18 pages of drivel. The rest of it is basically something that he uploaded off of his own Substack. There you go. There's only 18 pages of drivel. The rest of it is nothing. The rest of the pages are absolute stuff that I'm not going to show on this channel because it's garbage. If you really turns you on to see that kind of stuff, then you can go look at his Substack, which will probably get more views off of it now that he's filed this kind of garbage. Yeah, all of this right here is drivel. 18 pages of drivel. I'm not convinced all the money from me were donations. I'm not convinced of anything. I don't know what was going on between all of them. Like, thank you, maybe not. Oh my gosh, yeah. It is crazy. It is absolutely, it drives me just listening to this. Okay. I just saw 42 the father just filed. Yeah, there's 42 pages that the father filed. But you have to understand is the rest of it is never going to be shown on this channel. Ever. Because it bears no relevance except for stroking this man's own ego, which is probably bigger than his belly. And that's pretty damn big. We're talking about over 300 pounds of something that'll probably end up going to prison here at some point again because they just cannot handle themselves. Yeah, I'm not gonna read through 42 pages of of basically it's just really nasty pictures. And no, I'm not showing that kind of stuff. Like there's nothing of relevance in this kind of stuff. Beast. That's funny. Good to see you. Is Megan still here? No. She may be lurking or listening in the background, but she always she always does her thing. You have to understand that she probably has bedtime, and wants to get sleep. Unlike the rest of us crazy fools. Now, see, he wants to have admonishment against content-based strikings of filings without constitutional analysis, but the judge doesn't have to. But if you really want a judge to give you constitutional analysis, you probably get it from Judge Hinkle. Direct the magistrate to address the elder abuse? What elder abuse? There is no elder abuse. See, your little hurt fifis, I understand. So he's been out. You have to understand the paint chip has been out here saying that he's a certain political party, but the only problem is that certain political party doesn't want to have anything to do with him. They look at him like, you is a fool, you is a sick little puppy. Yeah, I don't think they want to have a whole lot to do with him. Good luck with everything. He'll quickly, most definitely, Donna. Get feeling better. Lurker checking in. Good to see ya. Oh, I love the avatar. That's awesome. Got the little devil's horns. Little devil. She might be, but if she's lurking, that's absolutely fine. Oh, so it now comes the time that everybody always is waiting for. They're wanting to hear that nice little open letter. Well, let's see what we can do for you. Oh, you're here, Megan. Get ready for a fun open letter. And let's see. Should I put my sparkly helmet on? Because it's in a different place now. Because now the only sparkly helmet I have is this one right here. See, that's the only sparkly helmet I have. I could do it like this, so you get to all the sparkles. You ready for it? You guys ready for it? You ready to feel the pain? All right. Well, let's do it then.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
An open letter. Hey, Chip, the man who bought a megaphone and called it a brain. Hey, Chip. Well, Hey, Chip is a show you can't stop watching because you're morbidly curious how long a man can keep pretending before the act crumbles. He did not grow into controversy. He assembled it in his garage from spare parts, bad wiring, and personality with too much Instagram filter and not enough self-awareness. He calls himself a journalist, and he treats truth like a suggestion. He files legal papers like a guy writing angry fan mail to an institution that never asked for it. This is the essential thing about him. He believes theatricality is intelligence. Loud equals deep, bad punctuation equals revelation, and a desperation cadence equals moral seriousness. So he fills pages with rage and thinks he's building an argument. Well, he isn't building anything. He's stacking empty boxes and putting evidence stickers on the sides so the camera will like him. He advertises persecution with all the subtlety of a carnival barker. Every time the world ignores him, well, he takes it personally. Every time a clerk with patience defects trims his tantrum. He declares a constitutional crisis when a judge strikes his crap off the docket, and he reads it as martyrdom. Well, he hoists the word censorship on top of his own incoherence like a flag planted on a pile of garbage. It's performative victimhood, the cheapest currency of the self-appointed prophet. Let's talk about his research. It's a scrapbook full of half-thoughts and hyperventilated breadcrumbs. He collects rumors like trading cards and then plays them at full blast on his channel, making a spectacle out of hearsay until someone with a law degree fights back and the rest of us laugh. He doesn't substantiate, he amplifies. He confuses volume with proof and earnestness with authority. He assumes that if he screams the same nonsense enough times, repetition will manufacture respectability. It never does. Repetition just underlines the lack of any original thought. He performed a version of himself in public, the righteous exposier, the hard-nosed truth-teller, the embattled hero, and the truth is less flattering. He's a man who learned how to monetize outrage and then convinced himself that monetization equals validation. He turned his own bitterness into a business model, then acted surprised that people read the receipts. That's the basic tragedy of Pain Chip. He's not wrong because the world is blind. He's wrong because he can't distinguish between being seen and being taken seriously. He worships fancy words the way that magpies hoard shiny things, Latin phrases, court citations, clipped law journal quotes. He slips them into his rants like props at a community theater production, and they sound important when he sees them and reads them. Sure, but when you actually parse the sentences, you find error and posturing. Well, he uses legalese the way a kid uses a costume to look the part without ever having earned it. It's cosmetic intelligence. It gleams at a distance but collapses on touch. There's a humiliating pattern in his work, inflation followed by collapse. He builds big statements on flimsy stems, then panics when real scrutiny arrives, and that panic has personality. He doubles down on his theatrics because that's what he has in stock: bluster, spectacle, the promise of revelation without the painful work of actually doing any research. Why they can't figure out who George is. He confuses that doubling down for bravery, swinging his little plastic sword. It's not. It's the sound of someone trying to outrun their own fuck-ups. He's also a man who's gamified grievance, because every setback is content. Every legal rebuke becomes a fundraising hook. It would be almost artful if it weren't so transparently transactional. He posts the court orders like a kind of triumph, usually reserved for championship trophies, like a boxer pinning his own defeat on a wall and calling it strategy. The spectacle isn't a sign of principle. It's proof he knows how to turn bad news into clicks, and he's proud of it. The performance extends to how he dresses, his life story. He's got a backstory he wears like a patch on a jacket, some trinket that gives him gravitas in certain circles. The story is always useful. It's raw enough to read its authenticity, but vague enough to be used as a prop. He treats the shadow of his past like a brand asset, a button you press when you need pity, a badge you flash when you want someone to stop asking uncomfortable questions. The real ugliness is the trade. Pain as currency, notoriety traded for influence, a history turned into an excuse of perpetual spectacle. And the followers, well, bless them, they're the carnival mirror, literally. They don't hold him accountable, they amplify, they treat outrage like worship. The more desperate his rhetoric, the more fervent the applause. That dynamic is the worst part because he's not alone. He's the charismatic frontman of a small, noisy choir who would echo anything if it sounded enraged enough. Those followers aren't dots on a graph, they're all proof that his nonsense has gravity. Well, let's be honest about style. He writes like he's been on stage for too long and forgot where the script ends. Sentences spiral into themselves, adjectives pile on like junk mail, and conviction fills the places where facts should be. He mistakes theatrical cadence for clarity. The result is a series of explosions, usually from his mouth, that mean nothing except that someone somewhere is yelling. And if you want to debate him, well, prepare for his show. Because if you want to hold him to evidence, prepare to just wait past post-op-ed time. He performs outrage the same way some people perform religion, ritualized, rehearsed, emotionally tidy. Because every rant of his has the same opening act, the setup that indicts everyone else, the middle that confirms his own persecution, and the finale where he promises retribution or repentance or both, and then, of course, the applause. The finale repeats because it must. He runs the same play and expects players to believe he's new each time. We don't. We see the set. We know the stage directions. We see how he cues the outrage at the times that he needs those little donations. The theater is cheap. The actors are tired. The audience keeps showing up because, well, shit, the popcorn's free. He's audacious. I'll give him that. Audacity is not the same as competence, but it's energetic. He's tireless in the single task he loves best, performing his injury. That's his craft now. He's turned grievance into a daily grind. If the grind pays the bills and fills the live stream, he's willing to look like a fool in court so long as the streaming numbers hold. There's a grotesque vanity in all of it. He mistakes notoriety for legacy, rage for righteousness, attention for achievement. His files are full of spectacle and empty of any sort of legal discipline. The scariest part is not that he lies or that he performs. No. It's that he cannot see himself from far enough away to recognize the pattern, because he's a man that's trapped inside his own production, the director, the lead actor, the critic, the audience, and he mistakes that loop for success. Now imagine that loop winning legal credibility. Terrifying, right? Good thing the court isn't ratings board, because the court has rules. Those rules won't be shouted into silence. They require evidence. They require restraint. They require that you treat the process with a shred of respect. He treats it like a late night monologue. That's not strategy. It's a tantrum. So here's the thing that makes the mockery bitterly easy. He is both a con and a believer. He peddles rage like a product and believes the ledger of clicks proves he's right. He reads the manual for public performance and never bothered to read the manual for responsibility. The difference is crucial. One is a craft, the other one is a bad habit. If you want to reduce him to his most honest description, it's simple. He's a loud boy who found a podium. He's someone who thinks being loud equals being smart, which is petty and tragically human. We will shout until the room tires or until the rules catch up. Both outcomes are entertaining for spectators, but terrible for anyone who expects anything like seriousness. And yet he will persist. He'll keep filing. He'll keep yelling. He'll keep framing his defeats as evidence of conspiracy. He'll keep magnifying the parts of his past that make him feel legitimate and bury those parts that don't. Usually it's him being buried. He'll keep pretending his chaos is method, and he will keep finding small, eager pockets, usually prison pockets, of people who prefer spectacle to honesty. That is not a recipe for truth, but a recipe for performance. Now, if you want closure, here it is. Paintship will always be a product of his method. He is a publicity packaged as intellect, outrage marketed as morality. He's an actor who never learned the play and a preacher who mastered the megaphone. He's a small man with a loud voice and no sense of proportion. The universe is big and fame is loud, and he confused the two and then assumed the noise meant gravity. The only gravity is what all that food is doing around him in an all-you-can-eat buffet. Signed, the cruel friend you secretly want in your comment section. Shizzywhiznut, legal badger of doom, Velcro shoes, helmet free, and permanently unqualified for subtlety. And most definitely owning every single bit of it.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
New member in here in after 1 2 3 became a YouTube member. Well, as always,
Welcome to the shit show.
Yes, every single day
A new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, vulgar, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and buckery, and all over again.
Most definitely. And Colleen, thank you for the great letter as usual. No, thank you, Colleen, for being here and showing support for the channel. It goes a long way. Trust me, every little bit does help. I have no idea why my screen name changed from Beast 13 to this, Bar Beast 13. I don't know. There's a big possibility that YouTube is doing shenanigans again. I don't know. I've never seen anything go crazy. Hippie Witch with a $2. Thank you so much. Finally, not a replay team watching live. Thank you, Hippie Witch. I appreciate you. Say rule 2F one more time. Thank you. And I think still muted Mike. No, that was earlier. Yes, I had my mic muted. So if you were watching at the very beginning, just fast forward far enough and you will get past all of the shenanigans. Close current tab. Oh my God, that kills me because all of this stuff right here could have been avoided if he would have just done what he was supposed to do, which he couldn't do. And speaking of things that you were supposed to do, you know what also wasn't done? Yeah. Somebody maybe by calling out to go after Megan and Tug's chat and report them. Oh, that's never going to work out well. I'm just saying that, let's go ahead and do this thing that YouTube tells you not to do. What? They go ahead and do it anyway. That was so great. Oh my God. And oh my gosh, my question was asked the perfect time. Awesome letter. Thank you. I have run out of words to call these people. Yeah, that goofy name night at Shizzy's. It's goofy name night. Yeah, goofy name night. It happens. Inspector guy. I wonder if the feds or his parole officer know about his shenanigans. I think he's off parole now, Janice. I'm pretty sure that he's off. He is no longer held by those anymore. So, he thinks that he's unleashed, and well, he keeps playing around, and there's a possibility that stuff gets brought back up again, and then he's gonna have another reason to be probably butthurt. Although I think he's used to that by now. I would say that he's probably a little more used to it by now. Don't know for sure, but I'm sure he's had some carnal pleasures there that might have been just a little bit interesting at some point in time. Let me see if we can bring this in just a little closer without getting it completely messed up. Oh, that's big. Trying to get it resized there. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And then go up there. Man, that guitar back there needs to be cleaned. I can see it. I'm like, there's fingerprints on it. There's fingerprints on it right there. Yeah. It's because I was playing it earlier today. I was working on a new song, and I was trying to get the bass line down. That's how I do sometimes. I didn't see my channel name when I commented before the letter. It does happen. It does happen. See, it's back to doing the at things. YouTube does this quite often where they flip it around back and forth and does all kinds of weird things with the names. But, I think I've got most of you guys down. I don't care who. I don't care. Thanks. I like that. It took me a second to see what exactly meant. Oh, well, thank you. Well, everybody, I know that it's getting late and it's been a beautiful day. Oh, the sun was shining. I got a nice walk in with the wife this evening, and I will tell you, there is nothing better than spending a little bit of time with your significant other and enjoying life. Only on your channel, Shizzy. Well, my channel is all kinds of jacked up. I can't help it. it's one of the things that happens on a regular basis. More than likely, I said something I wasn't supposed to say or did something I wasn't supposed to do. But you know, it just makes me think of Ruben. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can explain to you about Ruben. And it's probably gonna make you laugh a little bit or cry, one of the two. Let me see if we can give you a little love for this right here, because it is absolutely wonderful, and I hope you get to enjoy it. So let's give. Why is that turned up to 100%? Let's turn that down. Ooh, no wonder my ears are blasting. We're gonna share something with you guys. Enjoy the man, the myth, the legend.
I got my coffee. I want you to test out your new mug. Here, open this up. You just pour your coffee in that mug.
Damn, coffee cost more than the mugs.
Mm-hmm.
And tell Ruben how much you appreciate him.
Not worth a fuck.
Hold on.
Is it playing? Can you hear it? Caught the intel. I hope I got the. Did you guys get the sound? Let me see if I'm sharing sound. I'm probably not sharing sound. Let me fix this real quick just to make sure. Share screen. I bet you're not hearing the sound. Yeah, there we go. I bet it wasn't. Good night, Max Lab. Let's give it one more try and see if we can make this happen. Here we go. All right.
I got my coffee. I want you to test out your new mug. Here, open this up.
Okay.
You just pour your coffee in that mug.
He appreciates Ruben a lot.
Damn, coffee cost more than the mugs.
And tell Ruben how much you appreciate him.
Not worth a fuck.
Hold on.
A fucking dollar fucking mug, coffee cup, and we got to buy the fucking coffee to go in it, and you didn't put a damn thing in it. You could have put something in the damn thing. Ain't that shit hot in a motherfucker, man?
You like your mug? Look, it changed colors.
Son of a bitch.
Turn it around.
You son of a bitch. You and Ruben, fuck you and Ruben. Both of y'all no good, ragged ass motherfuckers gonna send me a fucking cup with a motherfucking man on it. You ain't shit, Ruben. Son of a bitch. Man, that don't make no damn sense. What the fuck y'all take me to be?
Well, that's Ruben right there.
Put that motherfucker back in there and send it back to Ruben. I'll be fuck if I'm drinking out of it.
I love that guy. He just reminds me of my grandfather. He just totally reminds me of my grandfather. My grandfather would be the same way. He'd be like, "How do you get that thing away from me?" Oh my gosh. Oh yes, Vicky. I'm sorry. That might have been a little bit crude, but it just kills me every time that I see it. And everybody, I want you guys to have a good night. Give Ruben a little bit of because Ruben's gonna be the guy hanging out in Bubba's cell. Those are the guys we knew in the 70s. Exactly. Love that guy. He's just one of my favorites. Instead of blame Jeremy, it's now blame Ruben. No, we always blame Jeremy. Always blame Jeremy. You know, oh my God. Could you imagine if Jeremy got a cup like that and then just had a banana? You guys would probably, he would get in trouble for that. Like that would seriously be so bad. Oh, everybody, they lost their mind the other night. We'll go over some of that stuff. I've got a letter that I've been working on for that one, and it's because whenever you do a stream like that, expect it to be filled with absolute roasting. And I could probably give you a little taste of it if you guys are interested. I'll give you just a little taste of it. I haven't completed it yet, but it is going to be pretty good. Give me just a second. I'll pull it up for you. I'll give you a little taste, and then I'm going to take you guys to the curb. I'll be sending you off somewhere, probably over to MG's. But this one is good. It just takes a couple of seconds for it to load up because I've got a lot of stuff in this document right here that I've been working on. And whenever you see it, you're gonna go, "Oh, that's good." Let's see. Where exactly is it? It is under I thought I had it here. It is not that one. Not that one. I must be not seeing it all. I thought I had it here. Do, 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 do. It is under. Why is it not showing up? Did I delete it? I think I think I deleted part of it. Ooh, that's not good. Ah, no, I think I found it. I think I found it. So I'm about to give you just a little taste, just a small taste. It starts out like this. Open letter. The Fleesa Rant Hurricane. You hit the go live like pulling a fire alarm in a thrift store, and the first thing out of that gavel on gavel voice announcing, yet again, you're a protector. Protector of what exactly besides your own volume? The mic catches the breath first, then the cough, then the word trying to slip past the gap-toothed whistle. You're older than your fillers and louder than your facts, and that's not an insult. That's just the waveform. Well, bootlicker slides on in the second mic and sounds afraid of lungs. I felt a fence on that bench, she barks, and the sentence lands with a thud big enough to scuff the audio. She laughs, it buckles into a cough, and the desk takes a hit for emphasis because the audience is just entertained by the sound of it. Because you flip that mic on like a siren junkyard cruiser, and the first thing the world hears is that just nasty protector coming out of your mouth. And you know, the more that you try, the worse that it gets. It becomes something rough, something horrible. Because you pause for that slurp, just not a cute slurp. It's a cafeteria grade glide of liquid up a straw that's been bitten at the tip, and talking while chewing, but that should be illegal on microphones with the grease breath and the paper bag. There's a chicken skin sucking sound at the consonants, and if the sentence has to crawl through a buffet to escape, then she orders the audience to leave if they don't like it. Exit out, bye-bye, ta-ta, every goodbye, hitching a ride on that cough. Well, of course, Bootlicker is still saying that she's interested in knowing where you guys were when she built this horrible fence. Together, they create this smell like an old smoke and new martyrdom. No videos needed. The sound paints the room just fine. Because the meltdown is coming. That 30-day ban, it doesn't exist. She's insistent she's not banned and never was. The sentence chases its tail until you hear it panting. She repeats, I'm right here, right now, like a mic is on trial. And every time she hits the right now, a stray click in her bite gives a accidental whistle. She slurps mid-monologue, then chews an ice cube into the next clause. It's not really a speech. It's more like a snack with a bunch of accusations. Of course, you know, Bootlicker can't help but beat her chest and drums all at the same time. We call them tom-toms. And that's all I got for right now. I'll give you guys the rest later. Have a good night. Go see MG. Show some love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's at the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.
Go